Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. I'm Andy and this is the Let's Play on Bi-Wheel Farm. So I got this up, the Excel document up. We don't have much money. We spent pretty much all money. We have the stuff we need. We do have actually maxed out credit card too, so but that was just so we could buy chickens. And we bought them at €8. We spent 75,660,000 euros on chickens. See where it ends up. Sell it. We already bought our feed, so we should be okay feed wise. And we had a bit saved, so we'll spend a little less than we usually do. And hopefully we'll get some good profit out of this eventually. We'll see. Well, we'll see. Also I want to show you, I have this one here, which is a screenshot of an app I have on my phone. So the app is called, let's see if I can find it. It's called Field Margin. It basically lets you go into a real map. Lets you make a map of your farm, and then you can post things on here, or you can divide up the fields and stuff. So this is actually the farm I was looking at when in episode 1, which I bought in quotation mark, set up our farm. So I'm not sure these are the exact fields that belong to the farm, but this is forestry and this is the fields, and they add up to the amount of farmland it's supposed to have. So 11 and 4, and then I try to divide them up as per the fields in Farming Simulator in the Jones Code map. So the map is called Sundstop 607, 907 maybe. And the bright what's the color? Bright blue ones. These are fields that are in fallow, so I'm leaving these fallow. The bright yellow ones are barley, so I planted these with barley, and 11 and 4 is potatoes. So that's basically what we're growing this year, and next year we'll grow some more stuff. So if we go into our farming simulator, which takes a bit time to load because we have the chickens now. Still loading. Because I have 9,000 chickens, then it takes forever and ever to load. And I have a fast computer. It's a good thing I have a fast computer, otherwise it would take a lot longer actually. Just go over here to the game. There we go. So I said, I have I have 9,000 chickens. Those are in the chicken stalls. I have planted my fields, except these ones. I didn't plant these. I'm removing these, by the way. I don't know what to have here instead, though. So I'm just leaving it for now until I figure out what to put there. I planted barley. So a lot of barley. I'm going to weed them once they get to growth level 1. I'm going to clear up this a little bit, actually. Yeah. So we're going to make a bigger area here. in here. Thing is, that's too big, I think. We need to fix that later. Need to fix this corner, I think. Maybe like so. Could that be okay? Make it a little wider actually. Like so. Okay, so we've got a big area here now where you can put stuff. It did cost us a bit of money, but it might be worth it. Let's go into let's go to where should I go? I'm trying to fix something for my kids. Just need to unlock their phones. One phone unlocked, then we have our daughter's phone. And the second phone is unlocked. Okay, so good. So I should pull this forward. I should fix that little bit there, but I'll do that eventually. And so, oh, there's this nice kind of yard here on this side. Could probably expand and build some sort of shelter, say. I don't know if you can place them, even if you. I don't have enough money, but you could probably maybe put some sort of shelter somewhere. Machine hall. I will see. Well, for now we're gonna fast forward a little bit because we can't do much at this point. So just fast forward until tomorrow. Maybe we can get around to weeding. So I usually go 10 hours then till about 6 in the morning. Because if they have to do something, getting up and doing it around 6 is probably good. Oh, it's raining. So let's see. We'll go over to our Excel document and we'll go into our chickens and we'll just put 1 day here. We'll leave that empty for now until. So when this gets to 5, we'll put the stuff. This box in here, and then we'll deduct that from the money we have. We'll get. How's the growth doing down here? Oh, exactly started. Yay! Okay, so now we need to go and weed it. So we'll use our tractor with the GPS, which is this one. OS7230. Is it better in our Maya? I don't know why it does that when you draw over things. It must be the reverse camera thing. It must, I don't know if it is, but it could be. Don't know if you can drive over the potatoes though. We'll head on over there and see. So I used potatoes. We didn't buy any potatoes seed for that. We just used the potatoes we had in storage since last harvest, and that lasted actually. It was quite good. So you probably would have. I don't know if this will be destroying it. Yes, it will. So okay, so we're not driving over that with. We need some tractor with some narrow tires actually to do this. So we might lease one of those. I will do that. Eventually we'll start out with the other fields because that's no issue. It shouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't destroy these crops by driving over them. The trees I planted gone all grown up, and we keep this on. So at this growth rate you can drive over it, doesn't matter, so that's what we'll do. And since we don't have the weed enabled, it's just for show, but we sort of one way of doing this, and it's we want to show you. I want to do the work it actually takes. So weeding is one thing. I don't know if you weed several times though during growth season. And here's the thing about this. I think most crops are grown in straight lines, but for some reason, which potatoes are in Farming Simulator, and I think beets maybe too. No, I'm not sure beet, but potatoes anyway, popular and that sort of stuff. But this crop isn't grown in straight lines, which is sort of weird, because then it makes this weeding thing business weird too. You wouldn't. Just weird. You could, because if they were grown in straight lines, it would make sense to weed it, because you would weed in between the lines. But here it doesn't work that way, so. And this is probably why you wouldn't run it like this. You would run it in different ways, in a different way. I don't think it does anything differently. It doesn't change the ground fertilizing level or anything like that. It just does this. Actually, I want to check how the fertilization levels are on my fields. So these are the ones I'm gonna farm, and they are all up to maximum. Could spread on the other ones too and get them higher. Should probably do that on a couple of the fields, but I could do that in the fall too. So try to run this in a straight line, and set this up for water width. That's 12 meters. Stop if I need to. I had that issue in the beginning. I actually ran a few times into a lake over by field 6. By field 6 there's a lake where there's a man sitting and doing fishing. I actually ran into the lake a couple of times with the tractor. And that's hard because I couldn't reset them, because I can't for some reason reset things anymore. Well, I mean, now I could. Oh, that was probably some issue before I updated the game. But for a while there I couldn't reset tractors or anything, and that was problematic to say the least. I had a tractor sitting in the water which I couldn't get out of it because it's kind of deep lake, and the water was, I don't know if it breaks when you put it in there, but it didn't work to fix it anyway. So that was a bit of an issue, to say the least. But now, since after I updated the game to 1.6 something, it seems to work out again. So that's good. So here's the thing: when you don't have any weeds activated, it's hard to know where you've been driven, where you drove over the farmland. So I'll keep trying to figure out this, keeping track of it somehow. I usually do a headland or so first, and then I sort of go the in between using the GPS. I don't know how visible it is in real life either, when you have a weeder to know where you've been. Keep running into those bushes at the side. I should try to avoid them. I'll probably break something. Let's see here. Let's see where I could do this. I could. So the farm thingy app seems interesting. Tried it out a bit yesterday and fooled around with it, and it seems very nice. It was really easy to set up the fields, for instance. That was really simple. You just make the boundaries and it added size of them and saved where location and everything. So that was awesome. But as most things cost money. I don't know what the subscription is. Go here. See where we go. Then get this. Since I'm driving over this area, it doesn't really matter now. I won't destroy it, so I can run it like this. I wonder if you would read when it's raining. Maybe you wouldn't read when it's raining. I just realized that might have been a stupid idea. I like the trees I've grown. The trees I planted have grown quite a lot actually. That's kind of cool. Planted so many trees. Let's see, I planted. How many trees did I plant? That's saving. Seeds to plant trees planted. 2,000 trees. That's a lot of trees. I'll run this across here so I know, and I'll do that part up to the right there, so I know what I've done, and then I'll go the rest of this. So it's a bit like make pretend. I mean, well, I'm cheating. Well, I guess I don't know how to talk about this, if I'm cheating or not cheating, but I am running the weeder across this field, but we don't have any weeds, so I don't know how many times you would run this ecologically. Probably wouldn't have it open when it's raining. See, let's turn around here. Do this, and then the last one is up there. Then we'll go down and do our straight across there. And then I don't think the weeder works as quite would in real life. I don't think, because how would the weeder know which plants not to destroy? Was that one? Yes. So this is this next one here. Because the weeder can't know, right? It just goes over the farm area mechanically and does its thing. Now we're planting actually along the seed bed, so along the lines we planted, so this is probably correct. Methodological. It's not like mythological. Methodological. That doesn't sound like a word. I'm sorry if I'm making up English words. Don't mean to, but it's not my language of, well, it's my language of choice, but it's not my mother tongue. It's not a language I learned to speak first. That's Swedish. There's some people having, there's actually a guy playing this map on a Swedish channel. It's interesting. I have, maybe it's just because I'm so different myself. I know I don't talk too much, maybe not too fast. I'm a bit slow. I don't have like a script down for this. I'm just going along, saying what I'm thinking. Sometimes I ramble, but I have there's some channels or YouTubers that are among this Swedish person does YouTube channel stuff in Swedish, but he does it sort of in an American way. You know, when you talk a lot, and I'm sorry, I apologize to all the Americans listeners. I shouldn't generalize like I am currently, but he like, you know DJ Goham. If you watch his channel, he has a very certain special way of talking. He talks a lot, and he's like, DJ Goham, like that. I'm trying mimicking. That's his thing, and that's not my way of doing YouTubing. But to me, that's a kind of an Americanized radio voice, which is fair enough if you want to do that, but that's not me. I wouldn't. It's not the way I do YouTubing. But if you do that way, that's fine. You have to choose your own way, of course. But the Swedish guy, he has his YouTubing is sort of like that, but in Swedish. And to me, that's sort of, I can't wrap my head around it. It seems a wrong word. It just isn't the way I would do things. If you get it? I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's not the way I would do things. It's not me, basically. It seems fake in my views. it's not the way people are. People don't go around like, oh, blah, blah. Well, I guess some people do. If you're that kind of guy or person, maybe you should do a YouTube channel that way. But it seems like some people do it more to have architecture use. Like Sylvan News, for instance, he does a lot of farming simulator videos, and I think that's kind of interesting. He's British guy or English guy, British guy, and he does it in his way, and I think that works out pretty nicely for him. Doesn't seem fake. He does it in his way, but it's still a bit to the Americanized way. Sorry about that. I should use another word. Not Americanized, because it's not Americanized. It's should wear pretending to be someone else. Like, maybe that's a more correct term. Pretending to be this serious hardcore radio person. Pretend. It's not me YouTubing, it's a character YouTubing. And I grew up in Sweden. I still live in Sweden, and if you listen to radio, even commercial radio here, it's not that way at all. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe commercial radio in, say, the States is, from what I heard of some commercial radios, is a little bit like that. You have to talk in a special way. Yeah. And that's not the way you do here. It's commercial radio, both commercial radio and other radio. Har jag låst upp den? Jag har ju låst upp den. So commercial radio here, even commercial radio, and especially public service radio, which is the biggest channels, they don't talk like that. It's basically the person who's doing the radio show in their personality. I'm sure the difference is here too. Sorry about the sneezing. Allergies. Aren't too fun. Almost done with this field, yay. They probably wouldn't weed in the rain, right? Probably doing this right wrong. I suddenly realized when I'm almost done with the field. I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done it in this way. About time. And we have a little bit off there too, left to do. Should we go over and do? Then maybe we'll wait until it stops raining. How's our chicken doing? Can you check out our chickens? They have grown. They are 0.5 kilos. They started at 0.2. Still have food, so that's good. So I'll have these chickens parallel to doing these things. These don't take too much. I don't have, especially this year when I don't have too much land. I'll have a lot of land in fallow, so that's good. Next year will be more problematic, maybe, or take more time on. See what I think about this, and then we'll be done. There's a 15 meter wide weeder too, but I think that might be too wide. Well, it's not too wide. It's really hard to handle in the curve, in the turns, and we don't have a big square field, so we would definitely need something that works good in the corners. This works okay, I think. The problem with narrow tires on this map, or any map, we're using realistic and the realistic vehicle mod, is that they sink into the ground. They're just not wide enough to go over the ground. It just thinks it should sink. So And I don't know if it matters which seasons you're at. For instance, if you're in summer, you would be sync less. I don't know if that's implemented in the mod, so I'll leave it there. But that's one thing. For instance, if it's raining, you should probably not go into fields with narrow tires, because then you would risk getting stuck. See, I'm gonna go about reading on my own, but I'm gonna stop the video here. And I spent so much. Dear, I'm so sorry. I did it again. Crap. Okay, so the last few minutes I've been going around my field and you've been watching my Excel spreadsheet again. Oh, it's so stupid. I should probably just re-record this, but I just spent half an hour recording it, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna put a thing in the description so you can know where to stop watching if you didn't want this. Sorry about the rambling. Anyway, I really suck at this sometimes. I don't know how many times I should make this mistake. Again and again and again and again. I should stop. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this channel, please subscribe, which you probably don't. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment or share. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Andy. Bye bye.